Dear students, myself Professor Dr. V.K. Sawant, we are discussing our Advanced Accountancy Paper 2, subtitled as Auditing. The title of paper is Advanced Accountancy, but it includes only auditing part in the current semester. It means that for Advanced Accountancy Paper 2, there are two papers for semester 1 auditing and for semester 2 taxation, but the real title of the paper is Advanced Accountancy Paper 2. Now for semester first we are discussing audit. So you learn about the subject at your BCom Part 3 level. In the present lecture I would like to focus auditing concepts. Yet we have discussed 14 auditing concepts. In the present lecture I will also going to discuss seven another auditing concepts. Auditing concepts with reference to auditing standards are as follows: materiality, analytical procedures, related parties, going concern, full disclosure, evolution, audit conclusiveness. These are the last seven concepts of auditing of our discussion. We know very well that there are certain accounting standards. These accounting standards are applicable while writing or useful while writing accounts. Auditing standards are applicable for the course of or the work of audit. Now we are discussing audit concepts, of which firstly I am discussing materiality. This is concerned with auditing standard 320. SA means auditing standard. 320 means that is the number of auditing standard. The concept of materiality is fundamental in accounting. Materiality is the fundamental process of accounting. It covers all stages from recording to classification and presentation. It means that materiality is the fundamental process of accounting. It covers all the stages from recording to classification and presentation. But in audit work, the auditor requires more relevant evidence in support to material item. Materiality is mostly connected with accounting, but for evidence of materiality of is seen in auditing. Auditing standard 320 defines material items as relevantly important relevant items. That is, items the knowledge of which would influence the decision of users of financial statements. It means that there is influence of certain material items on financial statement. That's why that knowledge of item is very important. The auditor has to ensure that material items are properly and distinctly disclosed in the financial statements. Material importance or material items should be shown in financial statements, and that can be identified by auditor. The assessment of what is material is matter of professional judgment. Auditor can understand what is materiality or what is material item. That's depend upon the professional judgment of the auditor. The higher the materiality level, the lower the audit risk. That is very important. If higher the materiality level, it means the lower of audit risk, vice versa. In another word, if the lower the materiality level, the higher the audit risk. So, in order to get proper justification, materiality plays very important role. Material items should be disclosed properly in financial statements. The auditor should verify or see what is the material item on the basis of his professional judgment. Another fact of discussion is analytical procedures. Auditing Standard 520. Analysis means here comparison between financial items and non-financial items. In other words, analytical procedure concerns with making comparison of financial data with non-financial data. The auditor's choice of procedure, methods, and level of application is a matter of professional judgment. On the basis of professional judgment, the auditor can decide the choice of procedure, methods, and level of application. For analytical procedures, we are classifying that things into certain parts called as ratios, trends, capacity utilization, legal restrictions, financial and non-financial information relationship. For analytical procedure, firstly see ratios. Ratio shows a relationship between two or more things. One figure is compared to another figure. One number is compared to another number. It means ratios are prepared on the basis of ratios. A layman man can understand what exactly financial information is showing. There are certain important ratios like gross profit ratio, debtors turnover ratio, stock turnover ratio. Gross profit ratio shows relationship between gross profit and sales. The formula for calculation of gross profit ratio is gross profit upon sales into 100. It given in percentage. Debtors turnover ratio shows the rapidity of turnover or the quality of debtors. Stock turnover ratio shows rapidity of turnover. Trends. Another aspect of analytical procedure is trends. Comparison to industry. Comparison to economy. Reasonable charges in related aspect of operation. Here we can identify trends by making comparison of industry, inter-industry, intra-industry, comparison of economy, and other charges. Capacity utilization. Capacity. Everyone has capacity, but number of people are not using their own capacity. They are comparing with others without work. So capacity utilization is very important aspect. Utilize your capacity as good in best manner. For example, warehouse capacity, handling capacity, productive capacity, physical capacity. The one of the important task of management to utilize available resources properly, and that is seen to from capacity utilization. Legal restrictions or legal restriction. Legal life of the product. Every product in the present age, every product has maturity and legal life. Legal life means that product will remain for that period in the market. After that period, that product will dissolve. Contractual terms, labor laws. It means that we can analyze procedures with consideration of legal restrictions. Financial and non-financial information relationship. Salary expense to employees. Sales figures as to quantity sold. Sales figures as to capacity utilization. It means that I would like to recall analytical procedure. Analytical procedure includes ratios, trends, capacity utilization, legal restriction, financial and non-financial information relationship. Another accounting standard, auditing standard is related parties. The number of this auditing standard is 550. A related party is management, owner, or any other person or entity in a position to influence significantly the management or operational policies of either the reporting or the other party to transaction. From this, we can say that related parties involves management, owner, or any other entity that influence on our management on our operational policies. The need of auditing standard arises because related party transactions may be motivated by other than business consideration. Some things are happening forcefully because of other parties motivated to the organization, business organization. For example, profit sharing or fraud. If fraud occurred in the business organization, that is also included under related parties. Following parties are generally considered as related parties. These are the examples of related parties. Holding and subsidiaries companies, associate companies, joint ventures, key managerial personnel, in short KMP, relatives of KMP, individual controlling directly or indirectly the reporting enterprise, relatives to relation to individual means the spouse, son, daughter, sister, mother, and father. These are the related parties. Going concern. Auditing standard 570. As per the accounting concept, business entity is based on going concern. It means that business has indefinite life. The purpose of starting business is not stop the business activities for long lasting period. Going concern concept is fundamental accounting assumption. Going concern concept is a mostly important in accounting work. According to this concept, accounting entries are made on the assumption that entity will continue for long period of time. The intention of starting business is not to stop business. Therefore, the business has indefinite life, and on that fundamental assumption, the entity is maintaining accounting and determining accounting policies. Auditing standard of 570. Going concern details the auditor's responsibility in the audit of financial statements with respect to management use of the going concerns assumption in the preparation and presentation of financial statement. While preparing and presenting financial statement, there should be kept into consideration that the going concern concept of auditing is properly applied by the client organization. Auditing standard of 570 also deals with requirements of risk assessment, procedures and related activities, evaluating management's assessment, additional procedures, audit conclusions, and reporting use of going concerns assumption. On the basis of going concern assumption, accounting have been kept, and by considering that fact, accounting policies implemented by the client organization, and that should be seen in auditing that is very important for drawing conclusions and reporting. It means that the conclusions and reporting of auditors' works related with consideration of going concern assumption. Full disclosure. This is also accounting concept, but we are discussing auditing. In auditing, how this full disclosure is represented in showing accounting matter, and that should be checked by the auditor. Full disclosure. Disclose means declaration. Full information without keeping back. A business house is expected to disclose full information to the parties concerned. Business is a social entity. It business entity is concerned with business activities. The purpose of doing business is to earn a profit. Profit is the indicator of performance. For getting profit, the business has required to do various activities. So business means being busy continuously towards a specific task. So business is a social organization and it connects with number of parties, namely government, investors, shareholders, creditors, employees, like this. So in order to get complete idea of your business activities, full disclosure should be presented by the business house. The books of accounts must disclose all material facts regarding revenue, expenses, assets and liabilities. Material means important and essential. In materiality concept we discussed that some items, material events or facts affecting or making influence on business decisions. The books of accounts must disclose facts related with revenues and expenses of the business, assets and liabilities of the business. Profit is the difference between total revenue and total expenses over a period of time. Asset and liabilities are given in balance sheet. Balance sheet shows financial position of the business concern as on a particular date. The disclosure of important matters in the accounts helps the user in taking business decisions. On the basis of important matters mentioned in accounts that is useful to third party or to the management for making decision. Decision making is a complex task. It requires times. While taking decision, it should be properly consider the do's and don'ts things. There should be neither suppression of vital facts nor misstatements. Material evidence or material facts are important for decision making, but that should not be surfaced or misstated. The auditor should confirm that a convention of full disclosure is properly followed by the entity. Full disclosure is accounting conception, and that convention is properly implemented by the organization. That should be seen by the auditor. Evaluation of internal control system, ICS. Internal control system shows overall control in the means of internal check, internal audit. Internal check system we have studied at BCom Part 3 level. Internal control system. In short, it is called as ICS. It is the client's responsibility to introduce internal control which includes application of accounting standards. It means that it is the responsibility of client organization to implement internal control system in the organization for its betterment. Mostly in big business concerns, internal control system is applied. It is not possible to small business concerns. The auditor has required to evaluate internal control system before commencing audit. Before starting audit work, auditor should consider internal control system applied by the organization and notes down weaknesses of that system. It is useful for audit to determine the extent of checking and nature of audit procedure. On the basis of internal control system, the auditor can determine extent of checking and nature of audit procedure. Last, audit conclusiveness. On the basis of audit evidence, the auditor should review and assess the audit conclusions. Evidence is very important not only in the court but also for business transactions. The auditor should ascertain as whether the accounting policies have been constantly applied. This is important. A business house should constantly apply accounting policies. Cost consistency is very important. It means that the business organization should not change accounting policies. The business organization kept consistency regarding accounting policies. Whether financial information complies with regulation and statutory requirements. While drawing conclusion, auditors should confirm that the the financial information complies the regulation and statutory requirements. Hence, auditing conclusiveness includes formation of opinion. After audit work, the auditor has required to form his or her opinion and express in proper way in audit report. Report on specific format. Auditor should prepare report by considering specific format. Auditor should also focus regarding authority to which the report is to be addressed. Adequate disclosure of all material facts. So, in this way, we have discussed in present lecture 7 facts as related to auditing standards. It means that actually there are not 21 accounting concepts, but I have explained the 21 facts in 3 lectures. Each lecture carries 7 facts, or we may call it concepts, in which in 21 there are certain auditing concepts and there are certain facts which are relevant to auditing standards. So, in our first chapter, the first aspect of our discussion is auditing concepts as relation to auditing standard. That part is over. In next lecture, I would explain types of audit. That is another aspect of unit number 1. So, yet we are discussing chapter number 1. As per the syllabus laid down, there are three important aspects, of which one aspect is over, that is auditing concepts as related to auditing standard is over. So in this way we should developing our knowledge in respect of auditing by considering the theoretical background of the subject, which is useful to solve the practical problems occurring at the time of audit. So, today's speech is mostly relates towards auditing concept as related to auditing standards. So, I am concluding my lecture here. Thank you.